Thank you for coming. My topic is about reading fluency and international undergraduates here at NAU. So, just to start off and to mix things up a little bit, reading is very, very important for any college student, native speaking or non-native speaking. You need to be able to learn, you need to be able to read to learn, as opposed to reading for fun or just reading to waste time. Most learning in college classes comes from reading outside of the classroom, or interacting with material outside of the classroom, and then solidifying that understanding in the classroom. This is a critical skill, maybe one of the most important that any student needs to be successful in college. So this is important, especially with international students, because every year we're admitting more and more international students into the university. And we need the money, unfortunately, as the budget cuts have been really hurting Arizona's higher education fund. So, just to give you a baseline, native speaking English speakers, when they come into college as freshmen, they can read between 250 to 300 words per minute. ESL college students, about 100 to 150, so almost half. So it's much, much slower. If it takes you 30 minutes to read a chapter in your physics book, it's going to take over an hour for those students to read that same material. Also, when you're a slower reader, it's more difficult, not only because of time, but it takes more effort. It takes more mental energy to be able to read the same thing that a native speaker is reading. So it's kind of the idea of a marathon runner. If I ran a marathon, I would run a mile and then I'd collapse and call the ambulance because I'm out of breath. But if someone who's in great shape tries to run, they'd be able to do it very well. It's the same thing with reading. I'm a great reader, I can read a lot. Someone's a poor reader, they're not going to be able to read very much, and it's going to be harder for them to do that. So what we did in the academic transition department was this, we have a class that's specifically targeted towards international students, mostly freshmen, who have been admitted into the normal university. They are no longer studying in the program for intensive English. We did a timed reading activity, and this is, we give them a text, they read as much as they can for 5 minutes, and then we count up how many words they read. We did this almost every week last semester, and we used New York Times articles, so authentic text that American college students would be able to read. What we found at the end of the semester is we did see increases in reading fluency across the group, but not big numbers across the group. Certain students, we saw big increases, some we saw small, but overall just a little increase. We also looked at absences and tardiness rates, and to see is there a correlation with higher absences and tardiness rates and lower reading fluency. And we did find that. Again, not a big result, but we did find this correlation. So students who are missing, perhaps they just don't understand. Thank you.